welcome back to a special Sports Talk is McKinney on the road. We're actually getting close to getting back home here in our mobile studio this week. Of course, we were on the road with the Arkansas Tornadoes in Mountain Home, watching them play against the Northwest Arkansas Battle. So, most of our edition this week is about the Arkansas Tornado game. Of course, we got interviews out there. You can watch us on Hometown Television through YouTube and through the link we're going to have on our Facebook page. Please make sure to share our Facebook page, get more people watching the #1 podcast in North Central Arkansas. But we're going to take a quick second, talk about some things going on in the world of sports, Mike, because there has been quite a lot that's happened since our last broadcast a week and a half ago.
Peyton Manning is retired. I mean, so we have that. There's the NFL free agency that is occurring. A lot of big names. What's going on with the Denver Broncos? They're losing all their players. The spring training, preseason baseball, it's happening. March Madness. The tournament starts next Thursday. I mean, we are 5 days away from the beginning of the NCAA tournament. And not only that, there is, college baseball. This is a really fun time of year. And then you throw in the tornadoes with that. And, it's like, meet me at the basketball arena, meet me at the stadium, meet me anywhere. It's guaranteed to go down in March and April when we're talking about sporting events. It's not just, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton fighting it out, or Ted Cruz, etc. All that stuff is going on too, and it's important if we need to be paying attention to it. But, when we can back off from that, there are a lot of other things going on that we can pay attention to. I mean, look what's going on with the Golden State Warriors. We've been talking about them all year. Look what's going on. I got to say this stat, and then I'll throw it back to you. Speaking of the Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry, 30-foot shots this season. 48% from the field. He's hit 13 out of 27. There's no player in the NBA that's hit more than 2. You know what the NBA average is? 8%. 48% from 30 feet and beyond. I'm just going to leave it at that. That's incredible.
Well, Mike, I'll tell you, you talk about, that's just epic, the way he's playing. And I'm going to talk about something else that's epic. Last week, UFC 196 last week had 2 upsets of truly epic proportion. I'm talking about Holly Holm versus Miesha Tate. Of course, Holly Holm defeated the one and only Ronda Rousey, was going against Miesha Tate, who has actually lost twice to Ronda Rousey. Classic battle. Holm was actually ahead on points going into the last round in round 5. Gets caught in a choke, but Holly Holm, like the champion she is, she didn't tap out. She stayed in it until she was put to sleep by Miesha Tate. But epic battle, but a huge upset. And now that's setting up. There's so much going on with the UFC right now because you have Holly Holm. Is she going to have a rematch with Rousey, or is Rousey going to step in and get the third match against Miesha Tate? By her losing at first, some of the things that I was reading online after the fight was done was it's going to throw the UFC in chaos. I think this is fantastic for chaos. I mean, for the UFC. Because, now you have 3 people. It's not just Holm and Rousey that are top tier. You got Miesha Tate that can beat anyone on any given night. And the 3 of them sets up some classic matches. Of course, after the fight, Dana White mentioned that Ronda Rousey messaged him and said, I'm ready to get back to work now. She wants Miesha Tate. She wants the UFC bantamweight title back, but she's going to have to earn it. And Miesha Tate, who has, after losing to Ronda Rousey twice, she was the only woman to take Ronda Rousey into the 3rd round. I think she might be able to give Rousey some trouble now. It seemed like she's really developed her game, and she had a much better game plan going against Holly Holm, not always trying to stand toe-to-toe with her, but using her advantage on the ground, and that's where she ultimately won. And that fight kind of went the way I thought Rousey-Holm originally was going to go, where Rousey just tried to stand with her. So a lot of wrinkles that have been thrown in that, and we're talking about wrinkles and upsets. I'm talking Conor McGregor and Diaz. Diaz actually defeating Conor McGregor, who has just been knocking people out in less than a round, gets tapped out in the second round. And McGregor, of course, he normally fights at 145 pounds. He goes into this fight against a fighter who normally fights at 170 pounds. They end up fighting, they have a catchweight fight at 170 pounds. And ultimately, the size, the reach, and the technique of Diaz was just too much for Conor McGregor. I'm talking, he worked his jab, took him to the ground, and he made McGregor tap out. And, of course, going back and breaking down the fight, to me it looked like after they rehydrated after the weigh-in that Diaz probably came in at about 185. McGregor, who had to put on a lot of muscle, came in at about 168. So there's about a 15 to 20 pound weight disadvantage for McGregor the night of the fight. He was fighting, a lot of the punches that he normally knocks people out at 145 pounds, Diaz walked through it. And, it's still a great fight. McGregor handled it like a champion after the fight. Of course, he's known for being brash and cocky, but he handled it with class. And he even said after the fight, going up that much in weight probably wasn't the smartest thing to do, but having an upset like that opens it up. Maybe you got George St. Pierre coming back to fight Diaz at UFC 200. So much going on in the world of mixed martial arts. Of course, we got UFC 197 coming up now with John Jones versus Daniel Cormier. That's going to be an epic bout. So the UFC really seems, we were talking about in previous podcasts about will Ronda Rousey losing hurt the UFC? No. The fight game goes on. A lot of different matchups that are coming up there is going to keep it very exciting. And Mike, of course, we talked about there's so much going on right now in the world of sports, with Peyton Manning retire, which I just want to, revisit that real quick. I'm so glad to see Manning go out on top and retire. It was, I hated seeing him have a 9 touchdown, 17 interception season, but to see him to persevere through a lot of the drama, off-field drama that was going on. Just want to give quick props to him for retiring. Fantastic career. A lot of debate, is he the greatest of all time or not? We'll save that for another Mount Rushmore Sports Talk is McKinney edition. But, great to see him go out on top. That's the way you want an athlete to go out. But, we'll be back, of course, with future episodes. So much going on with, we've had so much Arkansas tornado coverage. Plus, we got so much going on in the world of sports. So we'll be coming up with another show very shortly.
I'm going to say this, Dave.
Yes, sir.
Peyton Manning will be on Mount Rushmore for me. But we'll leave that for another time.
Yeah, I agree. Right. We're going to have some great debates, and that's something, too, we want to get the fans involved. If we talk about something, feel free to comment on our Facebook page. Check out the interviews we're going to have on the Tornadoes. We're also going to have a link to the game, our very first game that we just broadcast. They gave us live mics. We was a little worried about that. We had live mics. I think we made it through it. We didn't cuss. We didn't say anything. We kept ourselves under control with the live mic. But, so excited for the world of sports. We got a great couple podcasts coming up. So excited to be on the road, but, just to finish out this evening, Mike, it's just been a great evening of football for the Tornadoes, great week in sports, looking forward to March Madness and all the other exciting things that are going on in the world of sports, and going to go ahead and leave with a little bit of Zen since I'm with the Zen Master. This next week, go out and do something nice for someone. Even if it's someone you don't know, do something nice for them that maybe you're not expecting to get something in return. And remember, your tomorrows are never guaranteed. I hope you have a great rest of the week. And go Tornadoes next week up in Springfield.